Hi party people, it's Molly and welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing my July TBR. So these are all the books I hopefully want to read in July. I'm not gonna be super strict about my TBR, I never really am. These are just kind of books that are on my radar for this month, so let's get into it. I got 11 books, 10 physical, 1 on my Kindle, on Kindle Unlimited, so let's just get into it. So first we have the Paradise Trilogy by Ellen Hildebrand. I always call it like the Trouble or the Winter in Paradise series, but I think it's the Winter Paradise Trilogy is what it's called, but it's by Ellen Hildebrand. I got this box set in like May, maybe? Was it May? It was like the end of May. I got this box set at Barnes & Noble. It's literally just like the cutest thing ever, and the covers are literally adorable. I just love them. But it's an Ellen Hildebrand series. It was on my TBR last month and I just never really got to it, but I've already read this book, and then I'm like kind of halfway through this book, over halfway, and honestly I am really enjoying this series so far. This is also the first Ellen Hildebrand books I've ever read, and I really like them. I really like her style of writing. Also something I've never really seen with books before, especially like romance books, which I don't really know if you would consider these romance books. There's a lot of like romance subplot going on. Also there's so many different like main characters, and I feel like in normal like romance book formula there's really only like 2 main characters and it's like their romance, but there's like a lot going on in these books, which honestly I love. It almost makes me feel like I'm reading like a TV show. Like it's not just like a book, it's like a TV show. It's so fun. But basically this whole series is about Irene Steele, and her husband Russ is like this businessman. He goes away a lot for business trips, and she lives in Iowa City, and he just like leaves a lot to go on trips. And on New Year's Day, she gets a call that her husband is dead, but he died in a plane crash in the Virgin Islands. She's so confused because she's never been to the Virgin Islands. Russ was supposed to be in like Miami, so she's like, what's going on? And then her and her sons go down to St. John in the Virgin Islands, and they basically find out he has a whole secret life. He has a house, he has a kid, he has like so much stuff going on, and it's so interesting, and you get so many different point of views. You get Irene's point of view, the boys' point of views, and then a bunch of the locals that are kind of like also involved in the situation, and it's just so fun. And I love kind of like the island kind of backdrop on it. It's so fun just like being at the island. I've never been to St. John before, but I literally love it. And yeah, so that's on my radar for this month, is finishing that series, which I probably will finish pretty soon, because I'm just getting really fast through these books. Next I have A Court of Mist and Fury, which is the second book in the ACOTAR series by Sarah J Maas. I started this series in May. I read ACOTAR, which is the first book, and then this is the second book. And yeah, I just want to read it this month. I've also heard Akhmov, this book, is a lot of people's favorite books of the series, and this is when they really get into it and they're just like in love with it. And I did a reading vlog for ACOTAR and I loved that book. I gave it a 5 stars, literally just like fell in love with it. So I don't know, I heard this one's a lot different, but I'm still really excited, and I'm excited to get back into the world of ACOTAR because I really liked the whole concept of the world, like the courts and just everything. It just felt so fun, so I'm so excited to get back into that. Next we have a new release from Tessa Bailey. This is Unfortunately Yours. I really don't know a lot about this book. I know it's Marriage of Convenience and it's Grumpy Sunshine, Enemies to Lovers, and I know the man is a Navy SEAL. That's about it. I'm not gonna read the back because I like going in with a clear head, but honestly I think I'm gonna like this book because she is the same author of It Happened One Summer, and what was the other one? Oh, and Hook, Line, and Sinker. That's like her books. And I read both of those last summer and I really enjoyed them. I just love like kind of the simplicity of her books, but there's also like they're just a good like romance book. Like they follow the romance formula, and I just have not read a book like that in a minute, so I really want to. Well, actually that's not true. I read Chestnut Spring series, and all of those books follow the formula, but I still love a good romance book. Next is Carrie Soto's Back by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Look, I found the paperback at Target. It's so cute. But I have been wanting to read this book. Sorry, my dog is barking. I've been wanting to read this book for a really long time, and so I finally got it. This is about Carrie Soto, who, again, don't know really much about this book. But it's about Carrie Soto, who is like a tennis player, and she like goes into retirement, but somebody like breaks her record, so she comes back to like beat it again, and she's basically like rebuilding her reputation. I know she was in Malibu Rising, which I read Malibu Rising in like February, and I loved that book. That was like a 4.75 stars for me. So I'm really excited to read this one, and I also just love Taylor Jenkins Reid's writing. Like, I don't know what's about it, but I just eat it up. I just love her writing so much, and her characters are always amazing. Next, we have The Final Gambit by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is the third book in the Inheritance Game series. I read this series last summer, and I just never finished it, mostly because I was waiting for this to become a paperback, but it still hasn't become a paperback. And the fourth book is coming out, and I think this is turning into a TV show. Quote me if I'm wrong, I don't know. But I've also just seen so many people talk about, because the whole series kind of has a romance subplot, and the last book is when it finally like becomes an actual like romance, you know? And I've heard it's really good, so I want to read it. But if you don't know what the Inheritance Game is about, it's basically about this girl named Avery, and she finds that she is the main, what is that called? The main, like, she inherits a will. What is that? Like, when you're, like, the main person who gets all the money, like, all the inheritance. I don't know. But anyways, she, like, it's this random guy in Texas. She has no idea who he is, so she flies all the way to Texas with her sister, and is just like confused, and then she has to go through all these like riddles to get the inheritance. And the first two books were really interesting, but honestly another reason why I wasn't pushed so much to finish the series was because, in my opinion, I feel like it was kind of like finished out in the second book. So I don't really know what's going on in this book, but I'm excited because I've heard that things just get a little more explained. So, also, I don't really remember much about the other two books, so maybe this will, like, replenish my memory. Or maybe I'll just be confused. Who knows? Next, we have a little horror, thriller, mystery book for this month. This is The Lake. It's a little summer thriller. And this is basically about these two girls who are at a summer camp, and then they have, like, a situation secret with the lake, and then it ends up, like, coming back to haunt them. And they have to like figure that out. So I'm excited for that. Ooh, be real this month. Next we have The Thorns Remain. Look at how pretty this cover is. It's just such a gorgeous book. Sorry. I saw this at Barnes. Honestly, I've heard like no one talk about this book. Oh my gosh, wait. She's the author of The Shadow in the Glass. I didn't know that. Okay, anyways, I've heard like no one talk about this book, but I saw this at Barnes like a month ago or something, and I bought it. And it's basically just about this, it's like fantasy. I don't know if I explained that. It's about fantasy, and it's basically these like fays in 1919. These fays like trick these kids into like coming into the forest and then they like steal them, I think, is kind of what I got from the gist of the back. So I'm really excited because it just seems like so fun. I don't know if I'm gonna be confused because I know with some fantasy like it's easy to get confused, but it's like fae, so I feel like I might be able to get it. And it just seems like very fun. I don't know if there's a romance subplot. I really hope there is. Honestly, it kind of seems like there is. Yeah, I feel like there's a bit of a romance subplot. Maybe not. I don't know. Even if there's not, I'll be fine. I'll be able to do it. I'll be okay. We can read a book without a romance subplot. Okay. So then last of the physical books, we have The No-Show by Beth O'Leary, and this book was really, really popular on TikTok like last year, maybe, I don't know. I just remember so many people talking about this book. And then Haley Pham read this like maybe a month ago, or maybe it was longer than that, but I saw the video like a month ago. And she really liked it, and I've seen so many mixed opinions on this book. Also, this book has made a lot of people cry, which, just looking from the cover, I don't think this will make me cry. But it's basically about this guy who's dating, he's dating like 3 different women at the same time. And I don't know how that's gonna work out. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm excited. I've also heard it's really slow, so I'm kind of nervy about that, but I think it'll be fine. Okay, last but not least, we have my Kindle read of the month, which I'll probably read more on my Kindle, but I was gonna pick other... Oh, I forgot to say, I also want to read Daisy Hates this month. The books are coming because I don't know if y'all know, if y'all have heard, they are like redoing the covers of the Magnolia Park series by... Who's the author? Okay, Jesse Hastings. Here, I'll show. So these are the original covers. They're really, really cute. I love them. But they're getting like redone, which honestly I understand because there are, I think the Daisy Hates book, I think, has like a gun on the front or something, and you can't really have that like in a bookstore because they're supposed to be for like the North American, like she signed a deal with the North American like a North American like publishing company because she's British, and and they're like changing the covers because like I don't know, like standards and stuff. I'm not a publishing girly, I don't know. But a lot of people are very angry about the covers, which I don't really have any opinion about them. I think they're cute. I definitely don't prefer them over the original covers. I've always thought the original covers are very cute, and I just think they're very quirky and fun, and they have like a lot of personality, like the original covers. But I don't hate the new covers. I feel like the new covers honestly encompass the books a little bit better in my opinion, but it's fine. I just feel like the new covers kind of fit the vibes more because they give me like Gossip Girl vibes, and the books give me Gossip Girl vibes, so I don't know. But anyways, that to say, I bought the box set on on Amazon because I was really scared because a lot of people said they're taking the books down, which then I found out they're not doing that. But when I was on Amazon, like I couldn't find the books, so I was like, crap, like I think they're not selling them anymore. So I just like bought all of the books, just very like panicky. I just like pressed the button. They're coming in like tomorrow, I think. I didn't realize today was a holiday. It's 4th of July. I forgot it's a holiday technically. So I don't know when they're coming in, but that's also going to be on my like TBR for this month. So there's actually 13 books. I forgot. Which I read 13 books last month, so I think we'll be fine. But Daisy Hates is on kind of like our radar horizon for this month because I've wanted to finish this series for a while. I read this series back in like March, and I've really wanted to finish it for a minute, just because I really enjoyed it and I want to get back in that world. Like that world was so fun. So those are coming out in a couple days, or coming in a couple days. But yeah, so. And don't be negative about the covers. I've seen a lot of people be very negative about it online. Do not be negative. It is like, it's honestly, it's not really in the author's control with the covers. So just, we need to be kind is all I'm gonna say. But what was I saying? What was I thinking about? Oh, and then my Kindle book. That's what I was gonna say. My Kindle book for this month is I'm Glad My Mom Died by Justin McCartney. What? What? What is her name? I don't remember her name. Never mind. The girl from iCarly. I'm sorry, I don't remember her name. Sorry, but her book that she put out, I really want to read that, and it's on Kindle Lid. So yeah, okay, I'm gonna let y'all go, but I love you. Watch my videos, subscribe, like, all the thing. Love y'all. I'll see you next time.